You know something I love when a podcast starts later than when they're scheduled. It's one of my favorite things in the fucking world, and it's something I hope you all appreciate as well. Welcome to another episode of Perfectly Misfit. We are, I wouldn't say a person short or a guest short. We are more, what's the word? Benefited. We are more experienced. We are more empowered to not have Dan here. Just kidding. We miss Dan. Dan is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, but in Perfectly Misfit, this is what we do. We are unsure. We are misfits. We are sporadic. We are kind of all over the place. And when one of us can't be here, we improvise, we adapt, we overcome, we move forward with what we have to do. And since Dan can't be here this week, I got something close enough to a Dan. I got a Dean. Oh shit, I missed the button. Dean. Yes.
My big white cock.
Dean's gonna wave his big white cock all over the show this week. Welcome, Dean Giles from How Are You Now? From
Disputed
the Disputed podcast. One of my favorite, just like random shows I've ever been on. I love the concept of the show in general. Disputed is a show where actually, hold on, let me start this properly. Welcome to Perfectly Misfit. My name is Rene Encarnacion. Follow me on all my social medias. At BetYouIDid, BetYouIDid, BetYouIDid. And on Perfectly Misfit, we try to have no direction, but in the same aspect, we have a direction where every week we get together, we discuss things we just want to talk about. If anything we can cover, it's the three main things is podcasts, TV shows and movies, and food. It's something that everybody can fucking talk about. It's something that everybody loves for the most part. And here we are. Dan, I believe, had a golfing thing, a vasectomy. I don't know, something, whatever. He just couldn't be here this week. So we are blessed to have my man, Dean fucking Giles from the How Are You Now podcast, from the Disputed podcast, from, what was the Boondocks title?
Mm-hmm.
That was a great one.
Podscure.
Yep, the Podscure network, which for some reason we are not on. But like it's Dean is someone who we had on I want to say just under a year ago, and it made Dan kind of frustrated, which is like because it was just because we were like naturally went long. We do this show for about an hour. We try to keep it within an hour. So especially when we have guests, so we don't keep them on for too long, sorry. Dan is out of state right now. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Yeah.
Getting his vasectomy.
Yep. Yeah. We don't judge here.
On the back nine.
Especially Dan. We don't need any more Dan babies. But yeah, Dean's episode was right, if I remember correctly, was right at the beginning of the situation in Ukraine, and we never go political on this fucking show, but it was just it's an issue that if Dan, Dean, and I were all still in the military, we would all be having to deal with on a very real basis. So that conversation, that podcast, that conversation got pretty real for the first 15, 20 minutes, which is, it's fun. It's just fun to be able to have a public conversation that just goes on that smoothly, in my opinion. It's fascinating to be able to just get that out without, much headbutting, I guess is the better way to say it. Anyway, Dean, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. So we'll be talking about that's political this time.
Crap, dude. I
Top
don't.
secret documents or
I'm like, what? Like, what the? What?
uh,
There's nothing right now, right? Like, it's been pretty quiet. I mean, gas prices are up. But they're going back down, which
they're
is
going
really good.
down.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say that's
they've
that's
dropped like 75 cents here.
yeah. We went from pretty much Denver 420, um, and now we're going like, what's your lowest? I've seen like
Up here,
380.
it's about four something, 450
Oh,
at
you
the
guys are
lowest.
still up in the fours.
Oh,
Ooh,
we were in mid fives. So yeah,
ooh. No, we saw close to fives here, but never that high. Like 489, I want to say was like the highest I ever saw. But no, like now we're down at 389, and
God, I wish.
yeah, dude. We have gas stations attached to grocery stores. So if you do grocery shopping enough, they give you discounts on gas.
Oh yeah.
So I topped up last week at like 320.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't even I barely even go out. I only go out if I have to. Tiara's out with a couple of her friends. But yeah, I just don't go out. I stay home. I haven't yet been able to trust people enough to go out. So that's just kind of where I am with it right now. So I've got to just I I have to get to feeling comfortable with being around people again and enclosed spaces.
This is like since the pandemic kind of thing.
Yeah.
I know you and Tiara, especially like Tiara is like her being a teacher, like that's very important for you guys to like, especially think about the kids. It's you end up losing. She'll probably end up losing work. She has to get tested and shit. I assume, right?
Well, I mean, she's not teaching right now, but she, her mother, and our roommate are all immunocompromised. So for them, I'm probably the healthiest one in the house, and I'm not even that great. So they, I don't want to even come close to harming any of them. So I don't mind staying away because I've always been kind of a hermit anyway. But yeah, Tiara's well, she'll ask me every time if I want to go. I'm like, nope.
Kind of funny. Um, like before I left New York, I had some friends who have Yankee season tickets,
Hmm.
and fucking the fucking COVID really ruined it for two of those four people. I have four friends. They're like two couples. They have tickets, and they invite me whenever someone in the group can't make it, and or they used to when I lived up the block from Yankee Stadium. Excuse me.
Cough, cough, cough.
And uh one of the members of that group is also autoimmune, like fucked up, and like what worse situation would there be in the world for
Yeah,
someone who has like a pulmonary like preemptive disease already
yeah,
than a fucking pandemic that attacks the fucking lungs.
yeah,
So like she just started going back to Yankee games, and luckily they're in a isolated area because she's handicapped, thanks to her not thanks to, but due to her condition.
right.
And it's very sad, but also it's sad to see, like, that's one thing we all had in common was like loving going to Yankees. We're all punk rockers. That's how we know each other. We know
Yeah,
each other from the rock scene in New York City. And she couldn't go to fucking baseball games for God knows how long, thanks to
yeah,
that fucking shit, man. So I feel your pain, man. I mean, like, I don't live with it, but I mean, fucking Lena being, within my tight circle back home, like I felt so bad. I mean, I escaped. I don't know if you know, I escaped New York right before. Actually, yeah, you do know. I left New
Kurt
York.
Russell.
Yeah. Yeah, I left New York right before the fucking pandemic. It was
Mm,
like by pure coincidence. I left October 2019 and the world shut down March of 2020.
yeah.
Or I left September, excuse me, September 2019. Yeah. Coming up on 3 years living here in Colorado. Yeah, October.
And you've moved around a little bit while you've been there too, haven't you?
Um,
Couple of places.
yeah, I mean, I got here. I was bouncing around Airbnbs for I don't know a couple of months, and then I found a place up in North Glen with someone who I thought was a friend.
Mm,
Whatever.
right.
One of those weird situations. I literally had to move. I think within 3 weeks. I lived down in Aurora, which is kind of like southwestern
Right.
Colorado. That worked for a little while. I did a couple episodes with God. I'm trying to think. God, I've done how many fucking we've lost count of how many episodes I've done how are you now.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
know.
I'm just trying to think of how many backgrounds you guys have seen.
Yeah, it's been a few. I mean, so yeah, how are you now? And then our table reads.
Well, the table reads are the past like 6 months to maybe a
Yeah,
year.
yeah, because I didn't start those until they did the Letterkenny live. When they
Yeah,
one of the things when they had if you had the VIP ticket, they gave you a signed copy of season 1, episode 1 pilot script, and yeah, which then just kind of I was looking at it, I'm like, this would be a lot of fucking fun to read.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so then yeah, got everybody together.
So on that note, for those of you watching, make sure you go tune into all of the How Are You Now live table reads.
Yeah.
Renee tends to take them a little serious. I bought a beard for one. Let's just
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, youtube.com/howareyounowpod, and you can go see them.
yeah. And we're recording one. I thought we were going to do one yesterday, but it's going to be next Tuesday. We're doing the super soft birthday.
Yeah, actually, well, so next Tuesday we're going to be doing our rehearsal, and then the Tuesday after that will be the live.
All right,
Because we got to have some rehearsal time.
Yeah.
and Awesome's got to get the script tidied up.
What's even funnier is like I wish sometimes that people could see the rehearsal, just because like nobody really cares. I'm sure like we don't have that many followers where like people really need to see the rehearsal, but our rehearsals can be a little I get a little more tense during the live, but when we're doing the rehearsals I don't know, man, we get real goofy with it because it's like we know nobody's watching, so it's very loosey goosey.
Yeah, and it's all our first fuck ups as we're reading through it.
Exactly. So yeah, what else is going on, Dean? We haven't spoken like one-on-one in a while. Dean and I only see each other when we're recording shows with each other.
Pretty much. And I probably record more shows with you than anybody else. So
so you Damon, you and Damon.
Well, Damon, yeah. But we've been doing so for Disputed, which by the way, the last episode was awesome. It was Tiara and our buddy Brian Tan, who Tiara, my wife, and Brian Tan, who's on the table reads with us.
Wait, Tiara's who?
Tiara was defending Robert.
What is she to you?
My wife.
My wife. All right, thank you. Sorry.
So yeah, she was defending Robert McCall, the Equalizer, Denzel, and Brian was defending Assam from Warrior on HBO. Used to be on Cinemax.
Warrior. I don't know if I know that one, but I
will
say this much, though, dude. I did not give Equalizer a chance up until like the past like 2 years or 3 years. Like I was like, wait. I know. I mean, I was also one of those people though. Like I grew up hating certain male figures in celebrity level, just because I'm a hater. Like I never liked Derek Jeter because like every girl I had a crush on in elementary school had a crush on Derek Jeter. So fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like it's just silly reasons. Or like I never liked Denzel because like, oh, that's like mom movie stuff, Denzel. He's so like old. He's like an old man. And then, but you know what broke me? Fucking Man on Fire.
Man on Fire was great.
Fucking Man on Fire was just.
I wish you had more time.
Didn't he like shove a fucking explosive up his ass?
Yeah. Explosive suppository.
But yeah, Denzel is once you get past your immaturity like I did, Denzel is fucking epic, man. Like from that then that and Training Day, or then was not Good Samaritan. That's Russell Crowe or something like that. The movie with his son, where his son got sick, like he's like in the ER. His son needs like some sort of like organ transfer or like bone marrow or some shit.
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh my god! It like Denzel basically ends up holding an entire ER waiting room hostage. I mean, like, no, my son's gonna get this transfer today. I feel like I'm doing more like Tracy Morgan. No, somebody gonna get pregnant. Somebody gonna get pregnant. I'm Brian Fellows. My son needs a new liver. Yeah. God damn, that's such a fucking good one though. Wait, how do we get into
So we're talking about Disputed. So
yeah.
So Assam, now from the Warrior series, got created based off of the original treatment of Kung Fu written by Bruce Lee.
Oh.
Yes. So the original story was about a young Chinese man coming across the ocean to settle in San Francisco to try to find his lost sister. And this is like 10 years after the Civil War. And all the Chinese are coming into San Francisco, and all the Irish are in San Francisco, and they're butting heads. It's just before the Chinese Exclusion Act. But yeah, Assam really supposed to be kind of based on Bruce Lee. Amazing martial arts in that TV show.
All right, I need to see that. So the movie I was talking about is called John Q, by the way.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. It's worth a watch. It's not, it's nothing spectacular, but at the same time it's still like another great, Denzel powerful movie. He's very, my son gonna get his organs. It's just, this liver transfer ain't got nothing on me. Now it's I think John Leguizamo is in the movie. It's a very interesting,
Hey,
I don't know.
Yeah, Johnny Legs is a good guy. I like him. He was great in the first John Wick movie.
Exactly what I was about to say. Like the most influential side character in the John Wick series. Like when he punches the freaking Russian drug lord
kid
in the face. He's like, oh, you killed John Wick's dog. Huh? Okay. Oh, stupid motherfucker. Like,
and then the dad calls him and says, "Why did you strike my son?" And then you see him. All you see is the dad talking, sitting on the line. Like, he's like, "Oh, I understand."
Shit.
Let me go change my underpants.
I will deal with this.
Yeah, his sidekick was the guy from the insurance commercials where the guy. Fuck.
Well, I'm like was almost sidekick.
No. The Russian boss's sidekick, his second-hand guy.
Was it Mayhem? Was he the Mayhem dude?
Mayhem, yes, that's
from the progressive commercials.
Yeah. I'm a rabid raccoon up in your attic.
I'm gonna go try out your old Harley motorcycle. Hey, by the way, Lobo says hi. Apparently,
Lobo. Man, I love big fluffy dogs. I don't want to have a big fluffy dog, but I love them. I mean, because I've been
See?
watching a lot of. I don't know. You watch Dr. Mike on YouTube?
No.
Oh,
Wait.
he's interesting. He's a
No. I know. I've had this one dude pop up a lot randomly where he owns like I think he's a vet and like a veterinarian and he has like a compound where he just like has
oh
like
no, this
20
guy is
dogs.
an actual people doctor. But he's got this huge newfie. That's his name is Bear, and he'll sometimes just walk in the room and come up and lick his face. So yeah,
That's so you know what I'm yeah, exactly. You know
yeah,
exactly what I'm dealing with where this fucker just when he wants to when he wants the attention, he has to get the
oh yeah,
attention. I'm
yeah. I
literally
have to kick mine out.
I have to I'm buying a new bed frame. It's coming in tomorrow because like I let him on the bed sometimes, but like, you know, it's like he's 140 pounds and he just comes like running from the living room. He's like, oh, daddy wants me to go. And then he's just like, yeah. And I'm like, catch him and shit. We fucking wrestle. And yeah, all right. I broke the legs in my bed frame.
Yeah, that's part of the reason we got the bed frame we got because it's got steel underneath. So
Yeah, this is definitely like thin aluminum or something. I don't fucking know. But
yeah,
whatever. $80 or $100. $100 is $100, right?
yeah. I don't know how much we spent on this one. This one was big and sturdy. I think this was like probably a $400 bed frame
Well, I mean, like
with a
I
headboard.
only have a fucking full. I'm still a fucking
Oh,
bachelor,
yeah,
so
we got
yeah.
a king.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If someone ever is lucky enough to lock this down, don't worry, I'll get a bigger bed.
So you need to sort that out.
Yeah. Denver dating is fucking miserable, dude. I think we've
Yeah,
talked about this before. Yeah, I mean, Dean and I have been doing podcasts, I think, since before I left New York. So
yeah. I think you would. We'd done a couple while you were still in New York.
yeah, Dean has seen me go through, I think, at least 3 girlfriends at this point now. Did you see
Never
this,
met a
by the
single one of them.
way? You met one at least, maybe.
I don't think so.
Uh,
I don't think. At least I don't remember. They must not have been that good. So.
yeah, did you see? Oh no, that's right. Dean's also no longer on social media.
No, I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, well, none that I care about. Sorry, I'm sorry. Twitter's just that was the beginning of the end for me. But I don't know if you know, a couple weeks ago was the 25th anniversary of South Park.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember when that shit came out.
and they did a show at Red Rocks, and that was my first official concert at Red Rocks. It was
Huh.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker, creators of South Park, and
Mhm.
Primus and Ween.
Nice.
And like this was I didn't really know that was like a real thing. I didn't know that like poster collectors like really like go out of their way to collect posters like this. This was not cheap. This is on a like a foil, like the back.
Oh, nice.
Actually, a foil, like you can see on the belt there. It's a little,
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
yeah, and it's got like weed leaves in there, and this is like number 3 up in the upper 300s of 650,
Nice.
and apparently people like were lining up, you know, starting at 7 or 8 in the morning to get these things.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy got on a merch line at like 7 p.m. and we're
Wow.
able to get one. Like he got like 2 different ones and I got this one. Like you probably can't see it through the camera, but like it's felt. Like
Oh,
it's not
I can see you're feeling it. So it's
yeah,
it's been
well,
felt.
no, it's not. There's glass now. Now there's glass. It's the only reason I'm touching.
So the glass is now felt.
Yeah, I felt the glass.
Yeah. When TR and I go to, I mean, it's been a while since we've gone to any cons, but we used to go to Emerald City Comic Con every year, and that was our biggest thing. We would go to the artist alley and go buy art.
Nice.
Yeah, like yeah, this is one of my favorites here.
Ooh, jeez, Christ, that is sick, dude.
A little bit of Leon.
Yeah, is that from Professional?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I've
Dude,
got
that is sick as hell. You got to send
that's
me just a
Felicia
regular
Day.
picture of that. Jesus. That is dope. But like
Yeah.
this is the first time like I've bought like prints like from old shows, on eBay for, $20, $10 just for my old, bedroom, college and shit like that. But this is my first like original like that. Kind of crazy. They're already like I paid $75 for that thing, $60, and I found them on eBay already for $400.
Wow.
Yeah.
So save that in case you need it.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's the other thing that was like, fuck, I'm never gonna sell that though. This is my first concert at Red Rocks.
Well,
I've lived here.
if gas goes up to $100 a gallon.
I think I'm just gonna get a bicycle then. Gas goes up to $1,000, $400, $100 a gallon. That's gonna end up being worth $1,000,
Yeah. Did you see the California just passed a big thing about no more gas cars by 2035?
It's just gonna be all electric.
Yeah, they're as of 2035, gas cars are no longer allowed. Or so. I don't know if that's just for purchases. If you have one already, if it's fine, or
yeah, they're not going to be able to. Probably not for sale. I'm guessing that's what you're saying sounds right. Where it's going to be like if you have one already, because I mean, this is California. Like, what are they going to tell Jay Leno to sell all 147 of his cars?
Yeah.
They're going to tell fucking Gabriel Iglesias to sell all 138 of his Volkswagen buses.
Yep.
I mean, like,
I'm going to be really interested because I haven't seen any yet. I'm sure there's some out there, but motorcycles, because those would be interesting to see. I don't know if the batteries are just too big right now for that to happen, but I want to see that. I mean, I'm fully on board. And now, what they can do, and I've heard this said before, was that if they really want to get people to start going electric, is they need to start developing an electric stock car, because you start driving those in NASCAR and they can hold up. I mean, you're going to have a lot of people going, all right, maybe I'll do this, because it's kind of like, how the physical media for movies and whatever has always followed porn. So if porn says we're going to be doing this in VHS and not Betamax, even though Betamax was a superior platform,
Dean, I'm going to give you so many more points if you remember the movie that made a point of this.
Well, you got oh god, oh my god,
come on!
I was with what,
and it was somebody from Letterkenny. It was no.
Oh, and maybe what you're. I'm thinking of Boogie Nights.
No, no. Much more recent.
Boogie, because Boogie Nights talked about that.
Now, Jay Baruchel.
Baruchel, yeah.
He
Hard Right Jay.
He, my boy, my man. He made a point of this during the movie Tropic Thunder. There's a whole scene where they were like walking through the jungle, and Jay Baruchel is just like talking about how like there was a HD DVD and Blu-ray, and then like how like it ended up being the porn industry who decided to go with Blu-ray, and that just fucked over HD DVDs, and like it was just great. Like he's just rambling. He's like, and then like PS2 came out, or PS3 came out with a Blu-ray already installed. And Xbox also did too. And then Robert Downey Jr. just turns around, he goes, "You've been talking to me this whole fucking time." Like they're just like walking through the jungle. But then you got to understand that, like, now that it just killed this industry. And I thought you knew about that. It's
I did see them. I only saw that movie once, which I did like it. I haven't gone back to watch it again, unfortunately. I love Robert Downey's character, how he plays a white Australian guy actor who gets it's some sort of genetic.
It's the
thing.
world's first pigmentation implant.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't want to talk about why I remember all these details. I really don't want to get into it. But yes, he received the world's first successful pigmentation implants. Because like the video of him coming out of that surgery, he's like, oh my God, can you believe this? Like
with his Australian accent.
Yeah. I know.
Playing a black dude from America. What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. See, this is why we have Dean on. We're like 31 minutes in, and I don't even have to talk about our regular topic.
I mean, I could tell everybody to go watch our last Disputed, because that was pretty awesome. I mean, Awesome versus Robert McCall. It's amazing. Disputedpod.com/awesome. It's AHSAHM McCall.
Since, Stephanie, I know, is the only one watching actively.
Hi, Stephanie.
Yeah, she's like our biggest fan. We love her. The Disputed Pod's a cool podcast where they basically just argue fictional fights. Basically, like two fictional characters, a movie or a TV show, just badass motherfuckers who would win in a battle between these two badasses.
The one before this was Jack Reacher versus Rama from The Raid, if you ever saw the Raid movies.
Yeah, just sometimes you have to research the character, which even makes it even more fun, because then you learn about these new badass characters you've never heard of before. And on occasion, somebody comes on the show thinking they're going to have to defend one character and then end up having to defend the other character. But what's great is you learn the original character's weaknesses and just fuck up the other guest.
Exactly.
So just sometimes that's how that happens. I don't know. Maybe you should just watch it.
Oh man, that actually, that show is the hardest to prep for me. I spend so much time. I make videos. And all.
Where are you telling? I paid like $8 to prep for an episode, and I'm just a guest.
Because the way it comes out is I set up the whole voting thing. I create intro videos. I got Keith and Heather Mackey making the victory videos that we do.
The wrestling videos.
Yeah, I love those. And then after I take the entire video, I slab it down to, I try to get it as small as I can to just kind of say, this is in summary, basically what everybody said. So you don't have to watch the entire hour or so. You can watch, 10, 15 minutes and get the gist and then go vote. But yeah, it's a lot of the creating videos is a lot of work, at least so far for me.
Dude, who are you telling? I've been doing this show for a year now, and I still haven't made a single clip.
Yeah, I spend way too much time. I mean, I can't tell if I open, because I use DaVinci Resolve. I think it's DaVinci Resolve, and you can see how many videos I've made in there from all our Disputed podcasts. I have done some for HowAreYa now as well, but mostly it's for all the Disputed stuff, creating the intros to get people excited for, showing the fight scenes from the characters that are going to be debated about. And yeah, it's fun, but it's very time consuming.
I bet.
That's why I have 2 weeks between.
Honestly, I should be committing a lot more time into this shit and editing and doing video clips as well. I'm busy. I don't know, man. Whatever. It's my birthday this weekend.
You're too high.
Yeah, that too, sure. Yeah. Not really. I've been too high since I was 12. And
happy birthday, by the way. I know it's pre-birthday. Is it pre? It's still pre-birthday, right?
Yeah, this Saturday is coming up. It's
right on.
doing a little
Are you gonna
skateboarding.
drink and get high?
Wait, what? Me? Excuse me?
I'll be drinking
Sure.
water, thank you.
Sir, yes. I know. So everybody knows Dean does one drink. Dean's
One
like, Dean, you remind me of my mom. We're like, she's like, oh, we're going out. Oh, I'm gonna have a margarita, and then we're done. And
I will have an adult Slurpee, yes.
and then I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna go nap.
Yep. I'm a lightweight when it comes to booze. I think that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it, but the problem is it just makes me sleepy, and that's no fun. Why? So why? I mean,
You might even have an allergy to it. Like I'm starting to learn like some things that as I'm getting older, I'm like developing like adult allergies towards, and they just make me poop and want to go to sleep. It's just like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I'm gonna deal with this later.
And like when it comes to weed, I can only do indica because if I do anything with sativa in it, I have a fucking panic attack. So
No, yeah, I'm I I live by the Joey Diaz method of life, where like I wake up in the morning and want to smoke a heavy sativa, so I can just power through that throughout the entire day.
that just scares me. That makes my heart start pounding thinking about it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, literally, right there. That's integrity right there. Sorry, South Park reference. I'm still riding that high. I don't know if did you see
I haven't watched South Park since season 4.
Well, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. So since that was 21 years ago, Dean.
Yeah.
Because if we're 25 years in.
Yeah, I was there for the opening one. I mean, I remember watching the Santa Jesus thing that got kind of won them.
So that is known as the Christmas Spectacular. That is the first. That was how they started. Do you know the story of South Park? Like,
yeah, they were commissioned to create a video or something like that for. I don't remember what it was for, but I think it ended up in the hands of George Clooney, and it got passed around, and that's kind of where it took off.
It was actually like for their college friends. They made a video just like for Christmas, like as like that was their Christmas card.
Right.
It just got passed around so much. Yeah. So pretty close. And then George Clooney ended up doing in their first season, he played a gay dog.
Oh, right. I do remember that.
Yeah, he had no lines. He was just like, like it was great.
But I think he was kind of the one that got them on like into real production.
Yeah, I think he had some influence in it, which is great. I mean, they had fucking Jennifer Aniston played a teacher in one of the episodes. The one I think where they went to Nicaragua. Yeah, like they went to the fucking rainforest. I've been a South Park fan for so long because I remember growing up, my mom wouldn't let me watch The Simpsons and Married with Children.
The Simpsons?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like that was like, you know,
I think I was in the army when that started.
Don't have a cow, man. Like all that shit. Like, you know, like no, not allowed. And then around like 12 or 13, she just gave up. I mean, like I remember, dude, I had a poster of Kenny from South Park, where it's him sitting on the toilet, like, and then like it was like a parent teacher note on the bottom right corner that said, "Please excuse my son Kenny because he has explosive diarrhea." My mom paid for that poster.
That is a good mom.
You know.
My mom found all my D&D books and burned them.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I feel like my mom would have at least appreciated that because I was working on my writing skills.
Oh no, yeah, that's all of the devil, and
that's all.
She's gone even more.
Dungeons and Dragons is the devil.
Yeah, more far right, QAnon believing, all that stupid shit. I haven't talked to her in 2 years now. I think.
Is your mom? Oh, all right. Yeah, I that's sometimes that's for the better though. Fucking keep
Yeah.
doing that. You're on that fucking that ride.
Yeah.
Place
I'm not, I have no use for it in my life. It's, I mean, if you're going to talk to me about just regular stuff when I know you're believing all this bullshit, which is a lot of it is extremely racist. And I'm married to a black woman. Not that it's good, not that it's an excuse because I'm white. You know, if I wasn't married, but yeah, I'm not going to put up with that bullshit. I don't have time for it, and I don't need. I mean, because yeah, she's like my daughter who is bi. You know, she said something about her and going to hell because of that and stuff like that. And so when that happened is really when I cut her off. I'm
yeah,
like, I'm not going to have you talk about my daughter that way, and I have no use for you in my life anymore.
that sucks. Like I had I have like in Latin culture, you sometimes a lot of times have family members who aren't actual blood. And I've got like a lot of cousins who aren't really actually related, but you know, I had a sister, who just someone my mom took took in, just like helped out, and she turned into a tea partier during the fucking Obama fucking era, and like was just saying like, I mean, I'm sure she just turned into a Trumper afterwards.
Oh, I'm sure that's the whole path.
Yeah, like was just like doing the whole like I want to see his birth certificate. Like it was just like what is going on? You're one of us. Why? Who? What? Like I hate that feeling. And like you said though, it's you just have to cut the ties. Sometimes you just it's whether
we're not
it could be about other things besides politics. It could
we're not gaining anything from this relationship if it continues. I mean, there's nothing it's just a front. Yeah. I mean, what's the point? I mean,
I really hate that when you like try to force a friendship or a relationship or any something like that. It really ends up becoming a waste of spirit for both people, especially the person who knows better. When it's just like, oh, you're just trying to argue against pure ignorance, and that's not going to break.
Yeah, I mean, because I would just bring that up every time and insult her as much as I could because it's fucking stupid, and I have no issue calling out fucking stupidity. So,
Dean, let's we'll start getting into the end here. What movies, TV shows you've been watching lately?
Movies. Well, TV shows. We're almost all the way through A League of Their Own, which is excellent. I know a lot of people are upset because it's really what it is. It's a history of queer life during the Second World War. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that it's kind of wrapped in this women's baseball team, kind of like it was in the movies. It was what that movie was about. The original movie with Tom Hanks and Rosie O'Donnell and Madonna and whoever else was it. I can't remember everybody. Gina Davis.
Gina Davis was,
and so yeah, it was during.
I was super young, but even then, I was just like Gina Davis was a fucking smoke show. Sorry,
go on. Oh yeah,
and Madonna.
So yeah, so they started the women's league. I can't remember all Americans women's baseball league or something like that. Whatever, I can't remember. Anyway, so they had just all these women came out to try out, and so kind of I guess what got left out from the original movie because of time, the time it was there were a lot of queer stories that happened around that. And they, a couple of things, they didn't let black women play in those leagues because it was just all white. So there's a separate story about this other gal who's black, Maxine something, I can't remember, Maxine Walker, if I remember correctly, who she was a black lesbian tried to play baseball. And now none of these are actually, from my understanding, none of these are actual characters. They were based on mixes of different characters. But yeah, it seems like the premise is that yes, this baseball thing did happen, but there's a lot more depth to it than that. So you learn a lot of things that they had their little underground clubs and stuff like that, and really interesting. The other thing
that's definitely on my list of shows I want to watch.
that's on Amazon.
I get backlogged. Sorry, you were going to say something else though. Go.
I was going to say the other thing we watched very recently and finished. Probably go back and watch it again. Is The Sandman, which is on Netflix. It was a story written by Neil Gaiman. It was comic books. Started in the late '80s. I think '89 is when it started out. And it's I don't know if they're still making parts of it, but there's a whole bunch of it. And so they made the first season, which was based off the first act of the comics, and it was amazing. And they actually just last week put out a 2-part episode, which is really, I mean, if you've ever read or listened, I'm listening to the audiobooks right now. The second act is this 2-part episode for going into the second act. So you could tell that they're really setting everything up to now go into season 2. Right. So I'm really looking forward to it. And the cool part about it, I don't know if did you watch American Gods?
No.
Okay. Also, that was a Neil Gaiman story. Great book. Fantastic fucking book. But it didn't do well because they changed so much of it. And the problem was that Neil didn't get to actually have any say about what they were doing. He just kind of gave guidance. And with Sandman, he's running the whole show. So
yeah, Dan brought up Sandman, I think like 2 episodes ago, or maybe last episode. And I'm being a childhood comic book nerd. I'm surprised I don't remember this character. And I love it though. I'm like, when I saw,
it's kind of, it's all part. John Constantine is part of this universe.
Oh, is it? I'm even more. I don't know why Dan didn't fucking say that. Holy shit, I'm in more now. Fuck.
Yeah, and so initially it's his you meet his somebody who is like, it's probably his great grandmother, who is Joanna Constantine, and so that's kind of where all that his part of the story starts. Also, Lucifer. Did you ever watch Lucifer?
Some of it. I felt they got a little corny. Like season 2.
Now that the character Lucifer is actually a Neil Gaiman creation, also from the Sandman universe.
I know that was a comic or a graphic novel, right?
And they did. They made a side set of graphic novels for that, but they gender swapped Lucifer in this to Gwendolyn Christie, who you would know as Brienne of Lady Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones. Yeah, tall, blonde. She's gorgeous. So that it's got lots of great characters. Really interesting story.
Scariest chicks I've ever seen in TV. Damn, I would not fuck with that lady.
Oh yeah. Step on my neck.
Yeah, like imagine put her on hockey skates and like, Christ, what is that thing?
But Sandman was a fantastic show. Highly recommend it.
I'm definitely that's another one I'm behind on. Dan brought that up a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna dumb it down a notch. Beavis and Butthead is back. Dude.
I just can't invest in that right now. I love that it's back. I loved Beavis and Butthead when it was originally on. I just can't invest in time right now.
Don't bother with the movie. There's a new movie. Take it or leave it. The new shows, there's only they're releasing them every Thursday. There's only, I think, 4 out right now. And it's taking me back to my childhood.
Are they doing music videos in them?
They're doing some music videos, and then instead of and then they're doing like viral videos, like little clips and just react. My favorite one that I brought up was like a reaction video to a girl getting accepted into Harvard.
Mm.
And like, you know what I mean? Like these like white people reaction videos where it's like where they like there was like mom and dad and like over the shoulder, like opening up the email to see if the kid got in. And then it's just like the girl being like, "Oh my god!" And then Beavis is like, "Ah!" Like he just fucking loses. Like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck is this shit? They went back to, so they tried to bring it back a couple years ago, maybe like 8 years ago. I want to say 10 years ago, and they were just reacting to reality TV show clips.
Ugh.
Like Jersey Shore and shit like that. I mean, Lobo, while it was silly, it didn't work. And now they went back to the original format where it's like 2 or 3 minutes of them doing something stupid with the neighbor or in their school or like at the 7-Eleven. Yeah, fire. Like literally, spoil alert, but like Beavis starts a prison riot at one episode while he's doing the cornholio thing. Like
That's hilarious.
It's just it's fucking great.
And they're going to be bringing King of the Hill back too.
I never really got into that, but
I enjoyed it. My son got me into it.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's been great lately, man. What about podcasts? What have you been into lately while I go make sure my dog's not doing something?
Honestly, I really don't have time to listen to podcasts. I'm too busy making them. But yeah, I did. I listen. A friend of ours, Kate, who does the Ignorance Was Bliss podcast, had to be out for a while because she had some throat surgery, and she does these intros and outros for them, where she'll start off, saying, "Hey, this is Kate," and kind of talk about what you're about to hear and kind of what she thought about the process, etc. And then the episode plays, and then there's an outro, kind of saying what she really liked about it and all that kind of stuff. And then she always ends with, "And don't forget, you matter." And she's awesome. She's brilliant. She is a forensic psychologist. And yeah, she almost went to work for the FBI, but she didn't want to carry a gun. So
just a pacifist.
Yeah, but she's got like over 300 episodes out and is just smart as ever so she enlisted a lot of her other podcasting friends to do the intros and outros for her while she's recovering. So I did one for her about a guy. Oh God, now I wish I could remember what his name was. Anyway, so it was a guy who is actually, he reminds me a bit of you a little bit. He's got a very New York accent, and he has a podcast that he does with his dog. And he interviews lots of different people and talks about different things and just kind of but he seems like he's a really cool guy. And but then because Kate is a forensic psychologist, they got talking about serial killers. so there was a lot of that. So it was very interesting. So yeah, if I check out Ignorance Was Bliss, that's her podcast. She's amazing. And yeah, I've been on her show. But she's lots of fun. But yeah, I don't really have, I don't even listen to my own podcast. So
well, I mean, Dean, like not for nothing, you record enough of your own, so I would imagine it'd be tough to like get into many others. I do this. This is, I mean, yeah. I do this and then I do yours on occasion. So like, I mean, and the other one I used to do a lot was the STC podcast. But they've been on a little bit of a hiatus while transferring to studios. Yeah,
I'm actually kind of planning once this scrappers bracket is done with Disputed, I'm probably going to take 6 months off.
With Disputed?
With everything.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, yeah, there's no new freaking Letterkenny's for a while, so I guess
there probably will be by the end of the year, but yeah, this is going to go Disputed. The Disputed stuff is going to go through the end of the year, and I even when Letterkenny comes back this year, I'm probably not going to deal with it until after.
All right. I'll still be here.
Yeah, I really need a break. Yeah, work has got me just too frazzled, and I I can't focus on the joy that I find in it because it's just my work is just kind of
Well,
bombarded.
then it's just necessary at that point, right?
Yeah,
If you're not finding any passion and love in your work, then it's just
yeah.
not. It's
I
just
mean,
killing
I
you.
like I like it while we're doing it. So like when we're doing the table reads, I have a lot of fun. It's fun doing it, but everything else that comes with show prep and all the advertise self promotion that you got to do
Yeah.
before and after, it just takes everything out of me. And when I if I could just record and not have to do anything, if somebody else was running everything, producing everything, that would be fine. But yeah, I need to find a way where I could actually make money off of this.
I I especially get that, and we can like wrap up here. And everybody knows where I'm going with this. Is I my favorite podcast, and it's newer. It's called Dudesy. I think we brought it up to you before. It's Will Sasso from
Hmm.
Mad TV. It's
Mhm.
his new shit. And Will Sasso stopped doing his own podcast for a long time, and I felt like, and he pretty much said it out loud that it was he stopped doing it because he was doing all the work.
Yeah.
Um, and Dudesy is the world's first podcast that is run by, directed by, produced by a fucking artificial intelligence. So like Will was like, I don't gotta do anything. Sure, I'll go back into podcasting. Cool. Like,
I'll
I
have to
don't
check
gotta
that
come
out.
up with topics. I don't gotta do anything. And yeah, like it's it's me and Dan's favorite thing in the world right now because it's such a weird show. I don't think you've seen it yet, right?
Mhm.
Or heard it.
No, no.
Dean, give it a listen, bro.
I will. Yeah, actually,
Especially,
a lot of
um,
my. Go
yeah,
ahead. Sorry.
sorry. Especially like if you can watch this one past episode or the next upcoming episode. Uh, Dude see again is an AI, and
Mhm.
it has a voice, and it directs the show. So like it'll be like today's topic. Welcome to Dudesy. Today's topics are going to be this, this, and this, and this. And then like it'll they'll start talking for a little bit. They'll start bullshitting, and then Dudesy will interject and just be like, "Thank you." So I want you to talk about how the Bachelor is very much just like WWE, like and go. You know what I mean? Like it's just like and then sometimes it's made them smoke a joint at the beginning of an episode, like twice now. It'll be like you will not be able to start this episode until you can finish a fucking entire joint. And like Will is a very casual pothead, like he just started smoking over like the past like 5-10 years, some shit like that. It's fucking hilarious. Um, and the whole Bachelor thing, by the way, the co-host of Dude C actually has written books about the Bachelor and how it's actually like a sport. And he actually has he regards the show The Bachelor as a sport, and like the winner really in the end is whoever gets the most Instagram followers and becomes a bigger influencer and makes more money out of it. And I kind of like that ideology. But yeah, uh, what I was going to say, the episode you're really gonna want to try and watch if you can find it. There's only like 25 episodes. You'll be able to find it. On occasion, Dudesy will give them a challenge, and they'll be like, "All right," he'll be like, "Next week, you guys need to do this, this, and this." So last week, it was you have to come up with an original uh, piece of art depicting each other. Like Will had to do the co-host, Chad had to do Will, Um, and then whoever loses ends up getting shamed, some form of shame. The first one, Will lost, and he had to come into the next episode cosplaying as the Crow. And if you know Will, he like loves to do his impressions. So like the episode started with him doing an impression of Ray Romano, which he then ended up turning into. It was like, but then it ended up turning into Ray Cromano. So the last challenge, where they had to do paintings or art renditions of each other, Chad did uh, 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 Will Sasso as Robert De Niro. Oh yeah, yeah. So like I'm telling you, but I implore you, Dean, to give Ducey a crack, because it's 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 gold, man. I don't know if did you ever listen to 10 Minute Podcast?
No.
Oh yeah, that was a great podcast back in like 10, 12 years ago. It was they were 10 minute long, but it was Brian Callen, Will Sasso, and Chris D'Elia. And they would just do bits. They would just fuck with each other. They're still available on YouTube. Definitely give them a shot whenever you just need some background shit. If you're ever like working on something on the computer, it's great shit, because then you'll just like stop and be like, what the fuck is going on? There's an episode of 10 Minute Podcast. One of my favorite ones is called Basket of Full of Cats, because like Will Sasso described trying to wrangle all three of them into one 10-minute show as a basket of cats. Like it's impossible trying to wrangle them all.
Cat herding.
Yeah. But on that note, let's wrap this up. We started a little late. Dean, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Sorry I was late. I'm disorganized. It is what it is.
It's all good. I'm sorry I'm stinky, but I just had yoga and I didn't change. So
that's what that smell is. Waft.
I'm doing that Diamond Dallas Page yoga.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Honestly?
Brian, our buddy Brian.
Yeah.
He is a teacher.
Okay. So is he giving you lessons, or are you doing Zoom lessons?
With me and Tiara. Yeah.
Shit.
3 times a week, and we just connect via Zoom and go through our stuff.
Let me know what I gotta pay. I'll jump in on that if I can, if you don't mind.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're gonna see each other next week anyway. So
I'm gonna say Planet Fitness, so like no judgment-free zone.
Yeah, Brian's real good. I mean, I don't know if you've seen his video of his, because he was over 400 pounds.
I think I did see that video. I think I did. Yeah.
It's great. I mean, his journey has been amazing.
And I mean this like no sarcasm, but I've been thinking about getting into DDP yoga for over a year now. I have the yoga mat somewhere around here. It still has the original creases in it, because you buy things and you buy the rubber bands, and then they just like, oh yeah, I use them as a freaking the fuck is that called? What the hammock. Anyway, yeah. So Dean, thank you again for coming on. Check us out in 2 weeks. We'll be doing the table read on HowAreYa. Yeah. The HowAreYa Now podcast page on YouTube and Facebook will be live, I'm sure.
We don't do Facebook anymore. I'm no longer on Facebook.
But the podcast page isn't either?
Oh, it may be, but I think Tiara may be doing something with it. I don't do.
Yeah, anything. I'm pretty sure when we do the table reads, they go live on YouTube for sure.
YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Yes, and possibly Facebook. But yeah, definitely hit up the fucking Twitch. I love Twitch. Um, yeah, let's wrap it up here. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting how we end my show. Um,
You need some
like,
outro music.
no, like and nope, not yet, not yet. Almost. Definitely give it to me in about 30 seconds. One thing we ask everybody every week is tell somebody you love them. It's very important to us, me and Dan, especially as veterans, and living the crazy lifestyle that we live. Dean also, and Tiara, we live in very mixed cultures where, unfortunately, sometimes the lifestyles we live don't um, result in the best end of lives. We lose people on a very regular basis, more frequently than the average person, and it really fucking sucks. So once again, we ask everybody who watches us, who gives a shit about us, gives a shit about yourself and your friends, make sure you fucking tell somebody you love them. You never know how fast you can lose somebody. It could be tomorrow. Dean, you probably don't know, but we just came up on the 1 year anniversary of losing Dan's dad 2-3 weeks ago, and totally sudden, out of nowhere, very tragic. And yeah, we love you, Dean. I love you. I'll see you next fucking week for rehearsals.
Yeah.
I honestly completely forgot I was doing that show. But I'm down for whatever the fuck you want me to do. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, and yeah. See you guys next time. Hit that outro music.
Oh, you don't want my outro. Hang on. I can put.